Welcome everybody to the Thoughtful Bros, streaming to you live on a mighty blaze. It's Tuesday at 2, so you know what time it is. It's time to talk about what makes great authors tick, what makes great books tick, and today we have a special treat. We have Rory Power and Henriette Lazaridis. They are mother and daughter, but more importantly, they're both gifted novelists. And we're going to go in, usually we're always talking about books specifically and what makes books awesome, but we're going to not only talk about that today, but how it works when you have two very brilliant writers in the same family. It's a really interesting thing. And in fact, I know that there's a lot of readers out there and a lot of authors out there who are in this kind of situation. Which is somebody else in your family who's a writer. So it's going to be super interesting. I want to talk about a few things before we get started. Just a reminder that we're streaming live on A Mighty Blaze, and that A Mighty Blaze is a collective of authors and writers who are helping to promote other authors and writers in the time of COVID. Basically, last March, everybody's book tour got canceled, and it became much more difficult for writers to reach their readers. And we are trying to fill that gap and really help out writers who published books recently. So if you want to help us out, all you got to do is follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and as the kids like to say, smash that like button. So next week on A Thoughtful Bro, we're going to have Matt Ruff. Matt is the author of Lovecraft Country, which is this amazing book and also became a smash HBO series this summer. It's one of the biggest shows of 2020. So Matt's going to be here next week. So it's going to be amazing. But I want to talk about this week because the introduction is done. So I want to introduce our two authors today. First, Henriette Lazaridis. She's a Boston native and the daughter of parents from Greece. She grew up only speaking Greek, and she heard stories from her father at her bedside of the Odyssey, and it kind of like started a love for storytelling in her at a very young age. Her novel, The Clover House, explores themes of exile, nostalgia, belonging, and identity. It was a Boston Globe bestseller. Henriette's love of storytelling led her to earn degrees in English from, get ready, Middlebury, Oxford, and Penn, where she was a Rhodes Scholar. She's taught English at Harvard. She taught there for 10 years, and she currently teaches writing at Grub Street. Henriette knows a lot about writing. She is the founding editor of the Drum Literary Magazine, and her work has appeared in the New York Times, the Millions, and the Huffington Post. Welcome, Henriette.
Good to be here.
And joining Henriette is her daughter, Rory Power. She is a New York Times bestselling YA author of Wilder Girls and Burn Our Bodies Down. Burn Our Bodies Down just came out this summer. Beyond being an author, she works as a crime fiction editor and a story consultant for TV adaptation. Burn Our Bodies Down is a twisty, eerie thriller. It's also actually a mother-daughter story, and it has been called a deliriously creepy tale that'll keep your nightmares up at night. So Rory, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
All right, awesome. So like I said, I do want to talk about this amazing dynamic you two have. But I described your books, but I don't know if I did it well. I want to give you each a chance to kind of, show us your book and tell our audience what your book is about. Henriette, why don't you go first?
I happen to have one here. There it is, The Clover House. I think you did a very good job. It's like, explores questions of identity and culture and
what's it about,
family. What?
What's it about?
Oh, what's it about?
What happened?
It's about. Thank you. It's about this youngish Greek American young woman who gets a family inheritance, and so she has to go back to her mother's home city to sort through her uncle's stuff. And when she's there, she comes across items and things that turn into be clues about what really happened to her mother during the Second World War, during the occupation. And she sort of pieces it together. And part of the novel is set in the Second World War, and most of it is in the contemporary time as this character is digging through stuff and putting things together.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Rory, how about you? I mean, why don't you talk about Burn Our Bodies Down?
Yeah, so Burn Our Bodies Down is this book. It came out in July, and it is actually, hearing you describe The Clover House, I was like, oh no, I wrote that also.
Yours is set in Nebraska, though.
Yes, mine's set in Nebraska. It's about a girl named Margot who has grown up with just her and her mom. They have a complicated relationship, and one day Margot discovers a photograph with her grandmother's phone number on the back, and so she calls it, discovers this whole other extended, in a way, family that she didn't know she had that she really, really wants, and ends up discovering some things that she probably should not have and has a very bad time.